family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. Yeah, if you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, if there's any negativity, if there's any hate, please do keep that on your side of the street, okay? Won't be acknowledged. So family, sheesh, this video I've tried a few times just to get it recorded, and it's just always something. I'm gonna try now again, one last time. So yeah, what spirit's guiding me in this video to bring to attention, or to have us, go within and look into, is when we think about coming into relationships or into unions with people, right? Do we ever take the time to consider, and I mean like really honestly, look at ourselves and consider what it is we really genuinely need out of a relationship with someone? What is your base note of operation? Where are you residing at a specific moment in time with regards to your lack programming? Where are you feeling deficient? What about your lack programming makes you want to go into union with somebody? If someone was to sit with you today and ask you, well, if you were to be with someone, or if you are with someone, what do you need out of them? And whatever you've been programmed to believe you need out of a relationship is only the one layer of lack programming that you're operating out of. The other layer you have, which is generally your base note of energy that you're operating out of when it comes to your lack programming, is whatever you believe you're lacking with regards to, do you need a mother out of a relationship? Do you need a father out of a relationship? Do you need a friend out of a relationship? Do you need somebody that you can, use as a reliever and as a punching bag out of a relationship? Are you looking for security out of a relationship? All of these things are energies and are places of lack that we exist out of as well, that are born from our childhood, and we don't even realize that they become expectations that we carry and expect out of the people that we join with to fulfill for us, which isn't fair, right? About a week ago, maybe, I think it was a week ago, I came across a video by Alex Tarot, and she said something that got my attention. And she said that we shouldn't make people slaves to our fantasies. And that really got me thinking. It really got me thinking. We have these fantasies that we create around relationships that are born out of everything that I've just listed, and at the same time heavily influenced by our need to be acknowledged, which is also a lack, right, that we have. Our need to feel important, our need to be seen, our need to be heard, our need to be comforted, our need to have our wounds seen to, our hurt, like all of it. Those are all things that the general person out there who is entrenched in the system that we join with is layered and layered with and operating out of. And here, most people are just focused on the physical, focused on what someone brings, can show, and go into these traumatic situations, while relationships that start out for some time, probably for as long as somebody can hold their best foot forward, right, and keep their balance and equilibrium, and not let their triggers and their lack issues throw them out of balance and in attack or victim mode, right, that in the end becomes a strain on a relationship. But no one really, I don't want to say no one, but generally, if you haven't done any kind of introspection and taken some time to be real and honest with yourself about what exactly it is you're operating out of, and getting familiar with the kind of lack programming and seeding that you harbor within yourself, a lot of the time those are the kinds of things that can end up being the guiding force for how you engage and translate things and receive as well, within a relationship with somebody. So if you were to just take some time to write it down, or really just ponder on it, if someone asked you today, what do you need out of someone in a relationship? Are your needs all the things that you need to heal from and that you need to figure out, you need to either give to yourself or release as an idea of lack and need, such as the stuff that's been seeded into you by the system, the fairy tales of or the ungrounded ideas of relationships that we try and achieve with people that in real life don't align to what they've seeded and programmed into you at all, because people are temperamental. As we've just said, people also operate unconsciously out of the things that they believe from their childhood, or that they unconsciously believe from their childhood they didn't receive, and expect one another to be that for them. All these things, these energies of expectation, because they mutate and transform into things of drainage, right? Now you're in a relationship with somebody who you don't even realize has moved into a space of feeling unfulfilled, because you're not able to fulfill the feeling that they need out of an engagement or an attachment with somebody that says I need a mother, or that says I need a father, that says I wasn't taken care of as a child, that says I need someone to see my wounding, I need somebody to give me attention that I wasn't given. Now a relationship that starts off nice turns, and a relationship that seems like it's going really well, people start moving into their natural, normal aspects and ways of being and ways of translating the world, because why? The honeymoon phase, or whatever it is, the excitement of the beginning dies out, and now you have someone in your face and in your space who's operating out of their true state, a wound. They're a wound, right? A wound that hasn't been tended to. So, and in most cases, it's not someone's responsibility to have to heal and tend to those wounds for somebody. Someone needs to, be okay with being alone and taking the time to tend to their own wounds before they bring somebody into their space, and not become a burden or a drainage or, an energetic need on the next person that they've attached themselves to. These are the things we don't consider when we join with people, because we're always just wrapped up in the third dimensional aspect of it, and the elusive ideas of love and relationships that have been fairy tale fantasies of love and relationships that have been programmed into people, so much so that no one really even puts the real value onto the true friendship between two people in developing a bond. They go into the relationship with the idea and the goal of charging forward as quick as possible to attain this thing that I've been seeded and programmed with as a child and told that I need to get. A woman or a man who's going to commit to me and fulfill that idea and whatever the fantasy is that I've developed in my mind around it all, that I picked up from the Cinderella story, that I picked up from freaking, I don't know, all these silly cartoons that we got wrapped up in as children, and rom-coms and all that nonsense. It's not healthy. It's not healthy, and it's not conducive to reality and how individuals, in reality really need to be able to understand, digest, and perceive and engage with one another. It's a layer of conflict and friction and an illusion of misalignment, and creating a barrier to being able to actually see the next person and appreciate the next person for who they are, and not through the rose-colored glasses or the eyes of expectation to fill you up, fill a bucket that can't be filled within you, fill a bucket that today the goalpost is over here. Tomorrow, if you've gotten used to what it is that you've received, now it's suddenly higher. You need more, like a drug addict. That's how it also builds within. That's how it also kind of unfolds within ourselves. If we haven't taken the time to deprogram ourselves and check that area within ourselves, with regards to relationships and our lack programming. I hope what I've been saying is making sense. Where can you let go of perceived deficiencies? Where can you let go of false ideas that have been programmed into you, and deal with where you really may be experiencing lack because of childhood issues or deficiencies that you can take the time to heal now, and put on a higher perspective, and not go into unions and relationships expecting the next person to be a crutch or a source of energy and healing for you. Because in the end, it's a lot. It becomes a drainage, and you end up developing codependencies and becoming aggravated when somebody isn't able to, provide certain things anymore, or live up to certain expectations that only you yourself can balance out and release and let go and elevate. And maybe even once you've elevated, you'll realize that the person you've joined with isn't even aligned to you anymore, because you joined with them and you chose them and you pulled them in with a different set of eyes that your healing kind of does a really nice adjustment too. Yeah, I hope this has resonated and helped you become a little bit more conscious about certain things, and maybe look back into your past relationships and recognize where you can maybe be a little bit accountable for where you might have unconsciously also brought maybe a strain to a dynamic, or placed an expectation or expectations into a dynamic that made things heavy, and unconsciously also projected an energy of need and control and expectation for somebody to be what you feel that you needed them to fulfill for you. Something to think about, huh? So, yeah, family. Let me pull a card or two. Let's see. And wrap up the video. I'll pull a card today from the Ascended Masters and Doreen Virtue. Okay? Doreen Virtue. And see what spirit has to support our conversation, or give someone a nudge in a specific direction who might be watching the video. Okay? Please have one card, spirit. Please have one card, spirit. Thank you. Trust. I'm not getting any information off the card right now, so we'll see what the book has to say around the trust card. Okay. There we go. The book says, you can trust the situation you're inquiring about. The solid foundation of your situation gives a trustworthy basis. Yes. So, what I'm picking up is, if you're able to deal with all of your lack issues, right, and heal your issues from your past, and acknowledge and identify where you're also heavily influenced by the system lack programming and the things that the system has seeded into you with regards to your expectations out of relationships and unions that you go into, and how they're supposed to unfold, and what your trajectory, once you join with somebody should look like, what a milestone should be, all these shoulds and musts and whatever. I'm sure you know where I'm going with it. Once you get to balance all that out, you're also going to be more trusting in the decisions you make with who you pull in, and also trusting within yourself on the reasons why you're joining with people. We end up in these traumatic situations that fuck us up completely, right? And we can't trust our judgments at the end of it all. We can't trust people. We can't trust the situations we don't even know, or we can't, decipher completely whether, is it time for me to leave the situation? Is this normal? Am I just, complacent? Am I just afraid of being alone? Am I staying here because I don't want to be abandoned? I've got serious abandonment issues. Once we balance all these things out, we're able to trust ourselves, our judgment, and our environment, and the relationships we go into on a whole other level, holding a much higher perspective, and one also that just is able to you're able to be comfortable operating in the energy of detachment and loving, not from a place of possession and control and obligation and expectation, but being able to just cultivate relationships that allow the next individual to be comfortably themselves, and to be with you for however they feel they want to be with you, and also allow yourself to be comfortable and trust in the fact that the person you've chosen is also allowing you to be yourself, and allowing you to just to be with them however you feel for the time in your life, wherever you are, that you want to be with them. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Keep purifying your motivations so that they're completely about love and service to elevate the energy and experiences even further. There we go, right? That makes sense. Additional meanings to this card. The person you're inquiring about is trustworthy. Trust that your prayers are being answered, even if you don't have evidence yet. You're on the right path. Trust your gut feelings and intuitions. That was nice. Let's pull a card now from the Miracle Cards by Marianne Williamson. Okay, and see what Spirit has to support our conversation, or nudge someone in a specific direction who's watching the video, right? May I please have one card, Spirit? May I please have one card, Spirit? Thank you. Personal empowerment. Okay. Listen, our healing can only benefit us, and as well benefit those around us. And once we embody the energy of our healing, we also, we attract also people who are healed and operate out of a higher perspective as well. And we're able, and we're also empowered and not so easily swayed and influenced and manipulated by the energies of the outside, who do operate in a needy and lack programming, right? Because those energies have a tendency to, have a really strong pull on people who they perceive as abundant, or people who they perceive as sources of healing, or people who could bring some sort of balance. And once you balance yourself out, and your energies, existing in a higher place and in a higher perspective as well, your view is existing in a higher perspective, you'll also have, you'll be empowered as well to be able to spot those kinds of people out, and not be engulfed in the strong energy of lack and neediness that the unhealed aspects of people can their energy can cover you in. Hope it's making sense. The card says, you are powerful in whatever moment you choose to be. The choice to be used as an instrument of love right here, right now, is a choice for personal empowerment. As we glorify God, we are glorified. That was nice, right? So, yeah, family, I hope this video has resonated and sat well with you, and assisted in trying, maybe assisted in triggering you to take the courage to look within, and see where maybe the dogs, and see where maybe you're operating out of lack of perspective, right? Anyway, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. If you've come this far, please do go ahead and hit the like button, and yeah, bye.